are here in a sport Leon. Here, listen to it.
What is going on? It is the Americans all freak out. Now we have a lot of news to get to this week. The civil war between Nancy Pelosi and AOC continues to rage on. A bunch of freshman Democrats went on to attack Nancy Pelosi this week for supporting the border bill that Trump proposed. Eric Swalwell is the first Democratic candidate to drop out of the race. A little moment of silence for him.
Today ends our presidential campaign.
Donald Trump was bold, but a lot of what he was bold about was just bullshit.
I will always be real with you. I will be bold without the bold.
What is your name?
I told you.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Joe Biden is also completely shell-shocked from the last debates. He was forced to apologize last weekend for saying that he worked with segregationists.
There's people who know me. I mean, they know me well. It's not like it's somebody who just came out of the blue, didn't know anything. But it's so easy to go back 30, 40, 50 years and take a context and take it completely out of context. What we should debate and what we do from here. For example, this whole thing about race and busing. Well, you know, I think if you take a look, our positions aren't any different, as we're finding out.
Senator Harris, who said she sees it as a tool, not a must in all circumstances.
Yeah, well, look at my record.
Obama still hasn't endorsed him or even called out any of the attacks on him. Even Michelle Obama doesn't want him.
You're going to wait until the primary.
Absolutely, because the general election is so important that we have to get behind whoever comes out of that primary.
Even after all these attacks, Biden is still up by like 20 points compared to Kamala Harris when it comes to the African-American vote. Harris is acting so delusional at this point that she's now referring to herself as the Rosa Parks of the Democratic Party.
And that's why Sojourner spoke. It's why May flew. It's why Rosa and Claudette sat. It's why Maya wrote. It's why Fannie organized. It's why Shirley ran, and why I stand here as a candidate for President of the United States.
Joe Biden is also trying to restore any sense of moderation in the party, and it's completely failing.
Look who won the races. In the general election fights, who won? Mainstream Democrats who are very progressive on social issues.
We also have Bernie Sanders chirping in the corner that teachers should be made $60,000 a year.
Every teacher in America should earn at least $60,000 a year.
Hey, buddy, high five.
If you like the video so far, please be sure to subscribe. It really does help us out. Mitch McConnell is also getting some blowback this week. He's pretty much getting attacked because his ancestors were slaveholders. It turns out that Obama and Kamala Harris also has ancestry that were slaveholders, so are they now racist too? There's an interesting poll that came out this week. The Economist and YouGov poll asks, do you think the federal government should or should not ask people whether they are American citizens as part of the 2020 census? 53% of the respondents said that the federal government should ask the question. 32 disagreed and 14 are unsure. Tom Steyer also joins the Democratic race. He's pretty much running on the fact that Trump is terrible, and that isn't unique in any sort of way. Pretty much every single candidate is running on that.
I'm Tom Steyer, and like you, I'm a citizen who knows it's up to us to do something and demand that elected officials take a stand on impeachment.
Despite the fact that most Americans don't see Trump as sort of an apocalyptic president. Bill de Blasio is also out this week, pretty much going full commie on education.
All right, everyone, I'm going to be blunt with you. I am angry about the state of public education in America. I am angry about the fact that you are disrespected on a regular basis in this country, despite doing such important work. I am angry about the privatizers. I am sick and tired of these efforts to privatize a precious thing we need, public education. I know we're not supposed to be saying hate. Our teachers taught us not to. I hate the privatizers, and I want to stop them.
It's important to point out that the charter schools that he rails against are pretty much what's keeping New York City a great place to learn. Kristen Gillibrand is also out this week being delusional. She's saying that she has a better chance of beating Trump than Biden.
I just know why I'm running, and I think I'm the better candidate to take on President Trump, because my history is I take on the fights that other people don't. I've stood up to the Pentagon twice, first over the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and then over sexual violence in the military. I stood up to my party when they're wrong, and you have to be able to stand up to fight for what's right, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, and that's why I'm the best candidate to take on President Trump.
California is also out this week teaching kids about the 77 genders. They have now demanded that pretty much all families have to opt into this gender orientation class as part of sex ed. They're teaching kids how to prevent HIV, which will definitely be useful when you're 5.
Start by storming Blackgate and freeing the oppressed!
Joe Biden is also out this week telling an ACLU voter that he will remove about more than half of the prison population. We also have the nation's largest teachers union embracing fundamental rights to abortion. Let's ignore the fact that teachers are forced to be in unions. Also, having less kids will mean that they'll be making less money because there's going to be less of demand for teachers.
Hey teens, vaping isn't fleek or fire. That's why the state of Ohio launched Pound.
Trump announced on Thursday that he will issue an executive order over the census question. This goes into conflict with the fact that most of the census sheets are pretty much printed out already. A lot of people are painting this as Trump backing down, but if you're issuing an executive order, then you're not backing down from the topic. AOC is also out this week calling Nancy Pelosi a racist. Nancy Pelosi has pretty much done all but thrown her hands in the air and pretty much condemned all these freshman Democrats. Speaking of Cortez, she's also out this week calling for the end of the Homeland Security Agency. Nancy Pelosi is also saying that illegal immigrants should hide from ICE.
An ICE deportation warrant is not the same as a search warrant. If that is the only document ICE brings to a home raid, agents do not have the legal right to enter a home.
The House also voted on Friday to curb Trump from striking Iran. Well, that's all the news for this week. I'm Sunil. This is the American Software Recap.